Phones are on silent and that they are put away so that the lights and sounds are not disturbing others in the room. Please no talking during the show. Sound travels very well in the room, and even whispered conversation can be heard clearly. There's also no eating or drinking inside the theater, so take this time to make sure lids are on and food is put away. In the event of the emergency, the show will stop, the lights will go up, and arrows will point to the exits. Please exit through either sets of doors and proceed to the museum exits out in the hallway behind the planetarium. The program lasts about 25 minutes. When it is done and it is time to leave, please make sure to exit out the doors to your left. People waiting for the next show will be outside the doors to the right, and we want to make sure to avoid any confusion as we prepare for the next show. Now let's sit back and enjoy To Space and Back.
The human eye, magnificent. It's so perfectly adapted, beautiful and expressive. A single glance can speak volumes. But what's even more remarkable is what an eye can do with light. When you focus in on something that captures your attention, it picks up light reflecting off that object and turns it into electrical impulses. These impulses race through your brain, dashing down your optic nerve from front to back. Where they are interpreted as images. We humans are very curious, driven to explore. That's why when you get a glimpse of something you've never seen before, you have to look closer. But there's a limit to what your eyes can see, and so much that remains hidden. The farthest you can see is upwards, to a black sky lit with thousands of pinpoints of light. Since mankind first looked up, we've wanted to know more about these lights, but without help, we could only see this simple naked eye view, until we built telescopes. From radio to X-ray, from small to extremely large and powerful. They gave us the ability to see so much more. They confirmed that some of those pinpoints of light are planets, fantastic worlds orbiting in a system around a star we call the Sun. And we learned that our Earth was fortunately placed within a narrow, habitable zone where we neither boil nor freeze. To help us see closer still, we built rockets. These powerful machines defy Earth's gravity, carrying whatever we wish to put out into space, including probes, unmanned spacecraft designed for exploration. Some probes drop robot explorers onto the surface of planets. They carry our curiosity to other worlds. Telescopes also helped us to learn that our single sun is a stable star with several billion years of life remaining. being single is a good thing. Because many stars come in pairs or groups bound together by gravity. And if they're too close, one star can consume the other. Destroying it, along with any of its orbiting planets. Looking even farther out, we discovered that most of the stars we see in our night sky are part of a vast collection of billions of stars. Together, they form a whirling disk, a spiral galaxy we call our Milky Way. And when placing one of the most powerful telescopes of all above Earth's atmosphere, we could peer even deeper into space and saw much more than expected. A universe teeming with billions of galaxies, many just like ours. These discoveries are just a fraction of what we now know. We even built tools that let us step from the Earth to the Moon, and the world celebrated a moment in time never to be forgotten. For the first time, mankind had a physical connection with the universe beyond our home planet. And this was just the beginning. 30 years later, we began to build a magnificent space station. As large as a football field and still evolving and growing, the International Space Station is a testbed for living and working away from Earth, preparing us for future deep space missions. Our curiosity and desire to see farther has generated enough. What follows is that second story of how the technology developed for use in space is now shaping your world and influencing the way you live. This is a view of the world your eyes can't see. Digital data riding on radio waves. It flows between transmitters and receivers, between televisions, computers, mobile devices, and GPS equipment. It connects you to just about everything you care about. It's an integral part of your modern life.
Calculate.
Connecting you to the live programs you're all watching and chatting about is a vital piece of space technology. At 37,000 kilometers above you in high Earth orbit, it looks like it's hanging motionless, but it's not. It's zipping by at 11,000 kilometers an hour, keeping pace with Earth's rotation in what's known as geostationary orbit. And it's far from alone. The first man to imagine a fleet of communication satellites was the science fiction writer Arthur C. Clarke. He described a space-based global communication system in 1945, years before space exploration began. Today, there are thousands of satellites that serve us from orbit. They form a ring of communication high above the equator. Each satellite processes a stream of information-packed radio waves beamed up from transmitters below. People glued to their TVs, watching these images. As the superstorm spun ever closer, people boarded up and moved out. And by peering deep inside her clouds, satellites informed us that significant rainfall and flooding was inevitable, forcing the evacuations of coastal regions to minimize tragedy. Images from these satellites also keep you up to speed with events that directly affect our environment. Advancing forest fires, rising ocean temperatures, and black carbon or soot that can choke our industrial cities. Lower down are the satellites that support your GPS devices. They race ahead of the spinning Earth, passing overhead twice a day. Each time you use your GPS to find a nearby coffee shop or burger joint, you connect to at least 3 satellites.